Good afternoon and welcome to UT Today, a news program produced by students at the University of Tennessee. I'm Briana Cooper.
And I'm Eric Johnson. Thanks for joining us. Today we'll take a look at social media and how it's changing lives. We'll also take a look at the summer job outlook here in Knoxville.
But first, a racist action aimed at black students visiting UT's campus has sparked controversy. Kristen Cowan has more on the
all about balance. For every hour spent inside on the internet, you should also spend an hour outside. We are live here at the University of Tennessee, where the Lady Vols will be taking on LSU Tigers and where the Big Orange Country is going pink. Raising awareness to breast cancers all East Tennessee.
Instead of rolling on the river, I'll be rolling in the mountains tonight with this Tina Turner costume on. I wonder if I'll find my Ike. Never know.
The FDA has yet to approve the new anti-inflammatory drug Primavir, but many are worried because those who need the drug are young adults suffering from asthma. Work began today here on the Case Cove Loop, and there's already not much road to be reopened. 85% of those who graduate with more than one internship also get hired directly from college. And it all begins with a resume.
Thanks, Amber. To become a licensed teacher in Tennessee, students are required to take more than 5 years of preparation in a wide variety of subjects, but they may be lacking some important instruction. Thanks, Whitney. Graduating from college in just 4 years is becoming a thing in the past. Here's a look as to why.
Some students at the University of Tennessee are preparing for graduation just after 4 years, while others get lost in the shuffle.
I'm actually graduating semester late. I've changed my major like 3 times.
The reason why I'm graduating late is because I did an internship in New York last spring, and then I had a semester that I took off.
I just can't get into the classes I need. I'll sign up for one and it'll get canceled, or they're just not offered when I need them.
Sally McMillan says she understands some students cannot register for classes needed, putting them even further behind.
We're going to be taking budget cuts. At the same time, we're trying to make sure that we can have enough classes for students to take when they need them. So we're really looking at trying to be more efficient in the way that we schedule classes.
Monique Anderson says students should begin preparing for graduation as early as their junior year.
Students are encouraged to apply for graduation at least a year in advance, and we let them know what remaining requirements that they have to graduate. And that way they have plenty of time well in advance of graduation to still pick up any courses they didn't realize they had to do.
Although some students do not graduate in 4 years, Jessica Trice is. Jessica says she has friends who dropped out of UT and recommends future students to be self-starters.
I think if people took advantage of things instead of just sitting back in the corner, you know, those 4 years would come a lot quicker and you would feel more prepared, and you don't have to leave because I think the University of Tennessee is a good place.
A place where student retention needs to be addressed.
Graduation rates are measured over a 6-year span. The University of Tennessee is only at 6%, while our peer schools such as University of Georgia and Florida are 80%, leaving much room for improvement.
The house is filled with feces and urine. There's at least over a foot of feces throughout each room in the house.
A tip claiming possible animal cruelty led police to this home in South Knoxville. When officials arrived, what they found is breathtaking.
It's repulsive, it's disgusting, it's sickening that not only that the dogs have been living in that, but that people have been living in that as well.
Several dozens of dogs were removed from this home on Martin Mill Road. Also inside was 64-year-old Glenda Marie Kagels, who has been charged with felony animal cruelty. Authorities say she will be charged separate counts for each dog.
Owners just didn't care to clean up. They didn't bother to spay or neuter their pets, keep their pets up to health. It's neglect.
Knoxville Animal Control have been working for 5 hours now, pulling dogs out of this home. This dog makes number 70. Young Williams Animal Center is where the dogs were taken.
We're unloading a good many of them out here into these kennels behind us. We've got cages set up in hallways. We don't necessarily have the space for these animals, but we've made space.
Tim Adams also says that some of the dogs will be euthanized.
Skin and bones, and one of them even came in deceased. So, there's some of them in very, very rough shape.
After crews finished up for the day, 5 more dogs were rescued. 2 dogs are missing after running away, and 4 are dead, totaling 75 dogs confiscated from this South Knoxville home. Reporting for WVLT, I'm Briana Cooper. Thomas said it was none of his business, but a Hamilton County jury in fact felt it was his business, indicting him on all 38 counts, ranging from rape all the way to felony murder. Thomas is the third of 4 defendants to stand trial for the 2007 slayings of Shannon Christian and Christopher Newsom, and is now the third convicted. The guilty verdict was rendered even after there was no forensic evidence linking Thomas to the crime spree. But the jurors heard Thomas's very own tape confession of being in the house on Shipman Street and seeing both victims blindfolded. And for the prosecutors, no DNA, no problem.
The only reason Shannon and Chris were killed, if you think about it, is because they could identify their attackers.
After the verdict was read by the jury, the mother and aunt of convicted murderer George Thomas left the courtroom and declined to speak to the media. As for the victims' families, they are grateful for the guilty verdict and are hoping for the death penalty.
They raped and tortured my daughter. And I hope, if there is a God in heaven, that they spend whatever days they have left on this earth being raped and tortured.
The main objective was getting him off of the street so he'd never do this to someone else.
Stay tuned for more in-depth trial coverage here at WBLT Volunteer TV News. Ashley Maness is not your typical 14-year-old. Although she likes to draw in her coloring book and enjoys watching wrestling, Maness has a disadvantage that majority of teens do not.
She was hurt when she was 4 in a car accident. She's paralyzed from the neck down. She has a trach. Really can't move anything. She was C1, C2 injury.
Just last month, Ashley was dropped from her TennCare coverage. She is a part of a group called the Daniels Class, who told her that she wouldn't have to worry about an annual income assessment.